This content is provided for educational and informational purposes only and does not constitute professional real estate, legal, financial, or investment advice. I am not a licensed real estate agent, broker, attorney, or financial advisor in the United States. The information shared in this video is based on personal research, experience, and publicly available resources. Real estate laws, marketing regulations, and licensing requirements vary by state and country. You should always consult with a licensed real estate professional or legal advisor before implementing any strategies discussed in this video. I make no guarantees regarding results, income, or lead generation performance. Your success depends on many factors including market conditions, effort, and experience. By watching this video, you agree that you are solely responsible for any decisions or actions you take based on this content. 9 out of 10 real estate agents fail. Let me say that again. According to the National Association of Realtors, nearly 90% of new agents quit the business within their first 5 years. That is a terrifying statistic. And for years, people have blamed the market, the economy, the brokerages, the commission splits. But what if I told you the real reason for that catastrophic failure rate has nothing to do with any of those things? What if I told you it boils down to one simple soul-crushing problem? An empty pipeline. It's the feeling of waking up, checking your phone and seeing nothing. No new emails, no new texts, no calls. Just the deafening silence of a business that isn't breathing. I remember the day I got my license. I was sitting in the parking lot of the testing center, holding that piece of paper that said I was officially a real estate professional. I felt this surge of pure, uncut adrenaline. I was going to be my own boss, build an empire, sell multi-million-dollar homes. I had the crisp new suit, the box of glossy business cards, the headshot where I wasn't blinking for once. And then about 5 minutes into my glorious fantasy, a tidal wave of ice-cold panic washed over me. I had the license. I had the ambition. But I had absolutely no idea how to find a single human being who actually wanted to buy or sell a house. Who do I call? What do I say? Where do the clients come from? If that feeling sounds familiar, if you're sitting there right now with a brand new license and a heart full of both hope and horror, then you are in exactly the right place. Because this isn't just another video with a few fluffy tips and tricks. This is your playbook. This is the step-by-step, no fluff, no BS guide to building a lead generation machine from scratch. A machine that brings you a predictable, consistent flow of qualified leads, so you never have to experience that feeling of an empty pipeline ever again. We are going to turn you from one of the 90% who worry into one of the 10% who win. The biggest lie in the real estate industry is that you need a huge marketing budget to succeed. They want you to believe that you need to spend thousands on Zillow leads, thousands on Facebook ads, thousands on billboards with your face plastered on them. It's a myth designed to sell you services you don't need, especially not when you're starting out. The truth is, the most powerful and profitable leads you will ever get in your career are the ones that cost you nothing but your time and your focus. And that's what we're going to build first. But before we talk about a single tactic, before we discuss scripts or social media or open houses, we have to perform some critical surgery on your mindset. Because the tactics don't work if the strategy is flawed. The scripts don't work if the intention is wrong. Most new agents fail not because they don't know what to do, but because they don't know who they need to be. So, right now we're going to make 3 foundational mindset shifts. If you internalize these 3 ideas, you will already be ahead of half the agents in your office. First, you are not a salesperson. Erase that word from your vocabulary. Salespeople are slick. They are pushy. They overcome objections. They are focused on the commission check. From this moment forward, you are a problem solver. You are a consultant. You are an educator. You are a guide. People have problems. They need more space for a growing family. They are empty nesters who need to downsize. They are getting a divorce and need to liquidate their biggest asset. They are moving to your city for a new job and are terrified of making a mistake. These are real emotional, high-stakes life problems. Your job is not to sell them a house. Your job is to listen deeply, diagnose their true problem, and provide the most effective, compassionate solution. When you shift from, how can I sell this person, to, how can I serve this person, everything changes. Your conversations become more natural. Your confidence skyrockets. And people become magnetically attracted to you because they feel seen and understood, not sold to. The second mindset shift is this. Stop being a hunter and start being a farmer. The hunter wakes up every single day starving. They have to go out, track, chase, and kill something to eat. It's a stressful, desperate, short-term existence. If they don't make a kill, they don't eat. This is how most new agents operate. They're desperately chasing the next deal, the next now client, the next commission check. It's exhausting and it's not sustainable. The farmer, on the other hand, plays the long game. They don't just look for what they can eat today. They cultivate the soil. They plant seeds. They water them consistently. They nurture relationships. They know that most of the seeds they plant won't sprout tomorrow, or next week, or even next month. But they also know that by consistently tending to their farm, they will eventually have a harvest so abundant that they'll never have to worry about where their next meal is coming from. Your database, your sphere of influence, your community, this is your farm. Every conversation is a seed. Every helpful piece of advice is water. We're going to teach you how to be a master farmer so you can build a business that feeds you for a lifetime, not just for a day. And that leads to the third and most important shift. Lead generation is not an event. It is a daily habit. It is not something you do when you're feeling motivated. It is not something you do when you're out of clients. It is a non-negotiable, protected part of your daily schedule, just like brushing your teeth. You don't just brush your teeth when you feel like it. You do it every morning and every night because it's a fundamental part of your health. Lead generation is the fundamental health of your business. For the next 90 days, and hopefully for the rest of your career, you will dedicate the first 2 to 3 hours of your workday exclusively to lead generation activities. No checking email. No scrolling social media. No shuffling paperwork. This is your money time. It's the one activity that actually creates future paychecks. By making it a non-negotiable habit, you remove emotion and decision fatigue from the equation. You just do it. And that consistency is what separates the thriving agents from the ones who are constantly on a financial and emotional roller coaster. So let's recap. You're not a salesperson. You're a problem solver. You're not a hunter, you're a farmer. And lead generation isn't an occasional task. It's a daily, non-negotiable habit. These are the pillars upon which we will build your entire business. Over the course of this series, we are going to take these principles and turn them into action. We will start with the absolute bedrock of your business, your sphere of influence. I'm going to show you how to systematically connect with every person you already know, without ever feeling sleazy or awkward, and turn those relationships into a predictable stream of referrals. From there, we'll master the art of the modern open house, transforming it from a passive meet and greet into an active lead capture machine. We will dive deep into community engagement, showing you how to become the go-to real estate expert in a specific geographic or social niche. We will build a simple but powerful system for following up, so that no lead ever falls through the cracks again. And only after we've mastered these foundational, free methods will we even begin to talk about pouring gasoline on the fire with smart, targeted digital marketing. This is the path. This is the system that will take you from an anxious, newly licensed agent to a confident, top-producing professional. It's not magic and it's not easy, but it is simple, it is proven, and it works. Your journey to becoming one of the 10% who succeed starts right now, with the decision to stop hoping for clients and to start systematically building a machine that attracts them. Let's build it together. The very first gear in this machine, the foundation upon which your entire career will be built, isn't a fancy website, it isn't a viral TikTok video, and it's not a stack of expensive business cards. It's something you already have, but you're probably underestimating its power. It's your database, your sphere of influence, your network. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. My network? I'm 24, I just moved to this city, I know like 7 people and a dog. Or maybe, my friends are all broke, they can't afford a house. Or the big one. I don't want to be that annoying, pushy salesperson who harasses their friends and family. Let's dismantle those myths right now. First, your network is exponentially larger than you think it is. Second, the financial status of your friends is irrelevant because the people they know are the hidden gold mine. And third, we are not going to be pushy. We are not going to be salespeople. We are going to be a source of value, a resource, a community hub. You're going to become the real estate authority in your circle so naturally, so helpfully, that people will want to come to you. They'll feel smart for recommending you. Your database is not a hunting ground. It is a garden. You don't go into a garden with a shotgun, looking for something to kill and drag home. You go in with seeds, water, and patience. You cultivate it. You nurture it. And in return, it feeds you for the rest of your career. This list of names, this collection of relationships, will become the single most valuable asset you own. More valuable than your car, more valuable than your first commission check. Because that list, when treated correctly, is a machine that prints commission checks. So where do we start? We start by building the container for our garden. This can be a simple Google Sheet or an Excel spreadsheet. Don't overthink it. Don't go out and spend $500 a month on a fancy CRM you don't know how to use. That's like buying a Ferrari engine when you haven't even built the go-kart. We need 4 simple columns to start. First name, last name, phone number, and email address. That's it. Now, for the first big, non-negotiable action step, take out your phone. Right now, open your contacts list. You are going to go through it from A to Z, and you are going to add every single person to your spreadsheet. I can feel the hesitation through the screen. But my Aunt Carol? She's lived in the same house for 40 years. She's never moving. Put her on the list. My old boss from that summer job? I haven't spoken to him in a decade. Put him on the list. The plumber who fixed my sink last year? List. Your dentist, your doctor, your ex-boyfriend's sister, the guy you bought a couch from on Facebook Marketplace. Every single person. Why? Because you are not judging who can or will buy a house from you. You are building a network of people who simply know you are in real estate. Aunt Carol might not be moving, but her son who lives across the country just got a job transfer to your city. Your old boss might not remember you well, but someone in his department is complaining about their landlord, and your name might just pop into his head. The goal is not to find a buyer on this list. The goal is to build a web of awareness. Every person on that list is a potential signpost pointing back to you. Do not filter. Do not judge. Just transfer the data. That's phase 1. Most agents stop there. We're just getting started. Phase 2 is the social media sweep. Open Instagram. Go to your followers. Add every single one that you personally know to the list. Do the same for Facebook friends. LinkedIn connections. Every platform where you have a personal connection. Again, no judgment. You're just harvesting names. Your goal for these first 2 phases is to get to at least 100 names. If you have more, fantastic. If you have less, don't panic. We're about to fix that. Phase 3 is the memory jogger. This is where we dig deep. I want you to get a piece of paper and write down the answers to these questions. Who cuts your hair? Who's your financial advisor or accountant? Who's your insurance agent? Who do you buy your coffee from? Who are the parents on your kids' soccer team? Who was in your wedding party? Who did you go to college with? Think about every group you're a part of: the gym, a church group, a book club, a volunteer organization. Write down the names. Think about every service professional you use: your mechanic, your veterinarian, your landscaper, your favorite bartender, the tailor who altered your suit. Write them down. This exercise isn't just about adding names. It's about fundamentally rewiring your brain to see the network that has been invisible to you. It's been there all along. You are surrounded by people. You just haven't been looking at them through the lens of a connector. By the time you finish this exercise, you will have a list. It might be 150 people, it might be 300. This is the foundation. This is the plot of land for your garden. Okay, deep breath. You have your list. The foundation is poured. Now comes the part that terrifies 99% of new agents. The first contact. The announcement. This is where the fear of being seen as a pushy salesperson creeps in and paralyzes you. So we're going to reframe it. You are not making a sales pitch. You are sharing exciting personal news, just like you would if you got engaged or had a baby. You are simply making people aware of your new profession, so that you can be a resource to them in the future. That's it. You're going to send a simple, personal, low-pressure message. You can text it, email it, or send it as a direct message. Do not do a mass email blast. Do not post a generic, "I'm a realtor now who wants to buy a house," on Facebook. That is lazy and it will be ignored. This has to be one-to-one. It needs to feel personal. Here is a template. Steal it, adapt it, make it sound like you. Hey name. Hope you're doing great. Just wanted to share some exciting personal news. I've officially launched my career in real estate with your brokerage name. I'm absolutely loving it, and I'm really passionate about helping people navigate what can be a super complicated process. I'm not sure if you or anyone you know is thinking of making a move anytime soon, but if you ever have a question about the market, your home's value, or just anything real estate related, please think of me as your go-to resource. No pressure ever. Seriously. Hope we can catch up properly soon. Let's break down why this works. Starts personally. It shares your excitement and passion, which is contagious. It offers value unconditionally. If you ever have a question, it explicitly removes the pressure. No pressure ever. And it ends with a personal touch. Hope to catch up soon. You are not asking for business. You are offering your expertise. You are planting a seed. Your job is to send a version of this message to every single person on your list. Yes, everyone. It will take time. It will feel repetitive. But this is the work. This is you laying the first layer of bricks on your foundation. For every 100 people you send this to, a few will respond with, "Oh wow, that's amazing. Funny you mention it, my wife and I were just talking about maybe looking for a bigger place next year." A few others will say, "That's awesome. My sister is trying to buy her first condo. I'll pass your name along." And most will just say, "Congrats. That's great news." Every single one of those responses is a win. You have now updated their mental Rolodex. The next time someone at a barbecue mentions their lease is ending, your name is now a file that their brain can pull. You've built the foundation. You've planted the first seeds. You've officially announced your presence not as a salesperson, but as a valuable community resource. This is the most crucial first step. But a foundation with no house is just a slab of concrete. A garden with seeds but no water will wither and die. So how do you systematically water these seeds? How do you turn this static list of names into a dynamic, predictable pipeline of leads and referrals without ever being annoying or sleazy? How do you provide so much value that people in your network start actively looking for opportunities to send business your way? That is the engine of our machine. And in the next part, we are going to build that engine together. We're going to install the simple 3-part communication system that will nurture your database and turn it into the most powerful, consistent, and loyal source of business you will ever have. So let's talk about that engine. Most new agents are told the same thing. Your business is in your database. Call your sphere of influence. And it's good advice, it's true. But it's also terrifying. Because nobody tells you what to say. You pick up the phone, your heart starts pounding, you see your friend's name and you think, what am I supposed to do? Hey, remember me from college? Cool. So, you know anyone who wants to buy or sell a $250,000 asset? No? Okay. Talk to you in 6 months when I get awkward and call you again. Feels slimy. Feels transactional. And it doesn't work. That's because you're trying to make a withdrawal from a relationship account that you haven't made any deposits into. The system we're building today is all about making deposits. Consistent, valuable, authentic deposits. So when the time comes for a real estate conversation, it's not a withdrawal. It's the natural result of the value you've already provided. This is the January 4th 12 communication flywheel. It's a simple 3-part system you will run for every single person in your database. 1 email a week, 1 phone call a month, and 1 wow moment a quarter. That's it. January 4th 12. Weekly, monthly, quarterly. Each layer builds on the last, creating a powerful momentum that turns acquaintances into advocates for your business. Let's break down the first gear. The weekly value email. Notice the words I'm using. Value email. Not marketing blast. Not new listing spam. Not look how great I am newsletter. The golden rule of this email is that it must be 90% about them and their life, and only 10% about you and real estate. If you get this ratio wrong, you're just another piece of junk mail. Get it right, and you become the most welcome email they receive all week. So what goes in it? Forget the boring, canned content most brokerages give you. You need to become the digital mayor of your town. Your email should be a super simple, scannable guide to living a better life in your community. A great format is the 3-2-1 email. 3 upcoming local events, a farmer's market, a high school football game, a charity 5K. 2 homeowner tips, how to prep your lawn for the season, a simple DIY project, when to check your smoke detector batteries. And 1 local business spotlight. Interview the owner of the new coffee shop, highlight the best pizza place in town, showcase a great local mechanic. Think about what happens when someone receives this. They don't see a real estate agent trying to get a commission. They see a community connector. They see someone who is plugged in, who is helpful, and who cares about the place they live. You are providing real, tangible value that has nothing to do with buying or selling a house. And that, paradoxically, is what makes them think of you when they do think about buying or selling a house. This email is your air cover. It's the consistent, low-pressure touchpoint that keeps you top of mind. It runs in the background, every single week, building familiarity and trust. It's the reason your phone call in a few weeks won't be weird. Which brings us to the second gear of our flywheel, the monthly personal call. This is where so many agents freeze up. But because you've been sending your weekly value email, this call is 1,000 times easier. You're not calling out of the blue. You're just following up on the value you've already been providing. The goal of this call is not, I repeat, not to ask for business. The goal is connection. That's it. Your script is simple. You're just checking in. You can even use the email as your excuse to call. Hey Sarah, it's Mike. Just had a minute and was thinking of you. Did you see that piece in my email about the fall festival downtown? I was wondering if you were planning on going. Boom. You have an easy, natural conversation starter. From there, you use a simple framework called FORD. Family, occupation, recreation, dreams. Ask about their kids. Ask about that big project at work. Ask if they're still training for that half marathon. Ask what they're excited about for the rest of the year. Your only job on this call is to listen. Be genuinely curious about their life. Take notes. If they mention their son Timmy has a big soccer tournament next Saturday, write it down. If they say they're stressed about a presentation at work on Tuesday, write it down. Why? Because that's how you build real relationships. And it's the fuel for your next conversation. Imagine calling them next month and saying, hey, just calling to see how you are. How did Timmy's team do in that tournament? That's not a salesperson. That's a friend. That's someone who cares. Do this once a month for every person in your database. Break your list into 4 groups and call 1 group a week. It's manageable. 5 calls a day. That's it. These are not cold calls. These are warm, friendly check-ins with people who are already hearing from you every single week. Now for the final, most powerful piece of the January 4th 12 system. The quarterly wow. This is the pattern interrupt. This is what takes you from being a helpful professional to being an unforgettable part of their life. The weekly email builds familiarity. The monthly call builds connection. The quarterly wow builds emotion. And people make decisions, especially big ones like choosing a real estate agent, based on emotion. A wow doesn't have to be expensive. It just has to be thoughtful and unexpected. It could be a pop-by. Around the 4th of July, you drop off a small bag with some sparklers, a little American flag, and a tag that says, have a sparkling 4th of July. In the fall, you drop off a small pumpkin or a pumpkin pie. It's a $5 item that generates a $50,000 feeling. It could be a handwritten note. You see on Facebook that they got a promotion. You send a card. Congratulations on the new role. So well deserved. You're going to crush it. You remembered from your monthly call that their home purchase anniversary is coming up. You send a card. Happy 1-year house anniversary. Hope you're still loving the home. Nobody gets handwritten mail anymore. Stands out. Shows you took the time. Shows you care. Or it could be a small client event. Once a quarter, you rent out a movie theater for a kids' movie and invite all your families. You host a pies and pints night at a local brewery. You host an ice cream social at a park in the summer. You create an experience and you invite your community to share it. This is the layer that solidifies your position. The email makes you known. The call makes you liked. The wow makes you trusted and remembered. When all 3 gears of this flywheel are spinning together, the January 4th 12, the effect is incredible. Your database stops being a list of names and numbers. It transforms into a community, a tribe, people who know you, like you, and trust you. And when someone in their circle, a coworker, a cousin, a friend from the gym, mentions they're thinking about moving, your name isn't just one of many they could suggest. Your name is the only one that comes to mind. They won't just give a referral, they will insist. Oh, you have to use my agent. They're amazing. They're more than just an agent. They're a part of our community. That's the holy grail of this business. That's how you stop chasing leads and start attracting clients. You build the engine, you get the flywheel spinning, and it will produce consistent, predictable business for the rest of your career. This is the system. It's simple, but it's not easy. It requires discipline. It requires consistency. It requires a genuine desire to serve people instead of just selling to them. But if you commit to it, if you install this 3-part system as the operating software for your business, you will never have to worry about where your next client is coming from. Now I know what you're thinking. This sounds great in theory, but what do I actually do? How do I build that email list? What software do I use? What do I write in that very first email? And how do I organize my contacts to make sure no one falls through the cracks? We've built the blueprint for the engine. In the next part, we're handing you the tools and the instruction manual to turn it on for the very first time. Alright, let's fire up this engine. The first tool in your workshop, the one that's absolutely non-negotiable, is your CRM. Your Customer Relationship Manager. Now that sounds corporate and boring, so let's call it what it really is, your second brain. It's your personal assistant, your infallible memory, the system that ensures a potential commission check never gets lost in a messy spreadsheet or a forgotten sticky note. Some new agents think, I don't have any clients yet, why do I need a CRM? That is like a builder saying, I haven't laid the foundation yet, why do I need a blueprint? You build the system before you need it. You get the habits right with 10 contacts so you can handle 1,000. Starting with a CRM from day one is the single biggest predictor of top producer success. It's where your business lives. You can use anything from industry giants like Follow Up Boss or LionDesk to a free starter version from a company like HubSpot. The brand doesn't matter as much as your commitment to using it. So pick one today, and let's set it up. The very first thing we're going to do is import your entire sphere of influence. Your SOI. This is your gold mine. Go through your phone contacts, your email, your social media friends. I'm talking about your mom, your cousin, your college roommate, your old boss, the guy who cuts your hair, the friendly barista who knows your order. Everyone. And I mean everyone. The biggest mistake new agents make is prejudging their list. They think, oh, my friend Sarah is a renter, she can't buy. Or my Uncle Bob would never use me, he has a friend in the business. Stop. Your job is not to be a mind reader. Your job is to be a professional resource. You have no idea who Sarah knows, or if Uncle Bob's friend is retiring next month. Everyone you know goes into the CRM. No exceptions. Once they're in, we need to organize them. This isn't just a digital address book. It's a dynamic workflow. We're going to use a system of tags and statuses. First, the primary tag. SOI. Every single person you just imported gets this tag. This tells you they are part of your personal network, the people who already know, like, and trust you. This is your warm audience. Next, we set up your status pipeline. This is the journey every contact will take with you. Keep it simple. Your statuses should be new, attempting contact, nurturing, active client, closed, and one more. Trash. New is for any lead that just entered your world. The clock is ticking on this one. Attempting contact means you've reached out. You've called, you've emailed, but haven't connected yet. Nurturing is the moneymaker. This is where most of your contacts will live. You've spoken to them, they're not ready to buy or sell right now, but you are staying in touch, providing value, and building a relationship. This is the heart of the lead generation engine. Active client is when they've signed a listing agreement or a buyer's broker agreement. Congratulations. Closed is for after the deal is done. They don't disappear. They go into a new long-term nurture plan to generate repeat and referral business. And trash is for the duds. The fake numbers, the people who explicitly tell you to never contact them again. Don't delete them, just tag them as trash, so you don't waste time on them again. A clean database is a profitable database. Okay, your CRM is set up. Your entire sphere of influence is imported and tagged as SOI. Their status is new. The engine is built, the fuel is in the tank. Now we turn the key. It's time to craft and send that very first email. The goal of this first contact is not to shout, I'm in real estate, send me business. That feels desperate and sleazy. The goal is twofold. 1, to announce your new career in a professional, exciting way, and 2, to immediately provide value and reframe your relationship from just a friend to a valuable industry expert. Here is the email. We'll break it down piece by piece. The subject line needs to be personal and intriguing, not real estate announcement. Something like, some big news and a quick question, or a new chapter for me. The email opens with a genuine, personal connection. Hi, name. Hope you and the family are doing amazing. It feels like just yesterday we were. Insert a shared memory or inside joke here. Crazy how time flies. This immediately shows it's not a mass email blast. You took a second to personalize it. Next, the announcement. Frame it with passion and purpose. On that note, I'm writing with some really exciting personal news. I've decided to take my passion for helping people and my love for our community here in your city/town and officially launch my career in real estate with your brokerage. It's been a challenging but incredibly rewarding journey to get licensed, and I can't wait to start helping people navigate one of the biggest decisions of their lives. See the difference? You're not just a salesperson. You're a guide, a helper. Now, the most critical part, the pivot from asking to giving. Do not ask for their business. Offer them something of value for free. As I get started, one of my first projects is to become the absolute go-to expert on our local market. To do that, I'm launching a free once-a-month hyperlocal market update email. It's a no-fluff 3-minute read with the real numbers on what homes are selling for, how fast they're selling, and where the market is heading right here in your specific neighborhood or area. Since you live here, I thought you might find it valuable. Would you like me to add you to that list? This is a masterstroke. You've offered an exclusive high-value item. You've positioned yourself as an expert, and you've asked a simple yes or no question that is easy for them to answer. When they say yes, you have their explicit permission to market to them. They've opted in. Finally, the soft call to action. It's a postscript. It's an afterthought. It's casual. Yes, of course, as I'm building my business, my goal is to be a resource for the people I know and trust first. If you or anyone you know happens to be thinking about making a move, or just has a question about real estate, I'd be honored to be the first person you think of. End with a warm closing. All the best. Or talk soon. That's it. That's the email. It's personal, professional, value-driven, and has a clear, low-pressure call to action. Now, you take this template and you create a version for every single person in your SOI. You change that first line to be specific to them. It will take you a few hours, but it will be the single most profitable few hours of your first year in business. And your CRM makes the follow-up automatic. You can create a simple plan. If someone doesn't open the email in 2 days, the system can remind you to send a text. Hey name, shot you an email with some exciting news the other day. Let me know if you got it. If they don't reply to that, the system can create a task for you to call them a few days later. This is how you turn your personal network into your professional foundation. You're not chasing them for commissions. You're serving them with expertise. You're building a moat of value around them so that when the time comes to buy or sell, you are the only person they think of. We've just activated your most powerful asset, your existing network. The engine is running. But what about the other 99% of the world? How do you meet strangers and turn them into clients without being weird or pushy? How do you get fuel from outside your own gas tank? Next, we're going to build your first real-world lead capture system, the unforgettable open house. And we're going to turn it from a passive, boring weekend task into a high-energy lead-generating machine. First, let's get one thing straight. The traditional open house is dead. It's a fossil from a bygone era. The agent who shows up 5 minutes before, sticks a single sign in the yard, puts out a bowl of stale mints, and sits in the corner scrolling on their phone is not a real estate professional. They're a glorified house sitter. That model doesn't generate leads. It generates wasted weekends. The unforgettable open house is different. It's not an event, it's a performance. It's a strategic 3-act play where you are the director, the producer, and the star. And every single person who walks through that door is a potential client, not just for this house but for any house. Act 1, the pre-show. This is where the magic begins, long before the doors ever open. Most agents think promotion is putting the open house time on the MLS. That's not promotion, that's a footnote. We're going to create a marketing tsunami. It starts with the signs. Not one sign. I want you to think like Hansel and Gretel leaving a trail of breadcrumbs. I'm talking about a minimum of 15, 20, even 25 signs. You're going to blanket every major intersection, every feeder street, every possible entry point into that neighborhood for a 1-mile radius. You're not just announcing an open house. You're creating an unavoidable spectacle. People driving to the grocery store should see your sign so many times they feel an irresistible pull to see what all the fuss is about. Your name, your face, your brand everywhere. This is pure brute force marketing and it works. Next, we go digital. A week before the open house, you're not just posting a static photo with the time and date. You're launching a campaign. You're going to shoot a 30-second high-energy video walkthrough on your phone. Not a polished, perfect virtual tour. A raw, authentic preview. Hey everyone. I'm standing inside my brand new listing at 123 Main Street, and I have to show you this kitchen before anyone else sees it this Sunday. Check this out. Create urgency. Create FOMO, fear of missing out. You'll post this on Instagram Reels, on Facebook Stories with a countdown timer, on TikTok. You'll use hyperlocal hashtags. Hashtag Dallas Real Estate, hashtag Austin Homes, hashtag Miami Neighborhoods. Then you're going to put a small targeted ad spend behind it. $20, $50. Target people in the specific zip code of the open house. You're not just hoping the right people see it, you're forcing the right people to see it. But the most powerful part of the pre-show is the ground game. 2 to 3 days before the event, you're going to print out 100 simple, high-quality invitations. And you're going to go door knocking. But you're not going to use the tired, old script. You're going to knock on the 50 doors to the left and the 50 doors to the right of the listing. When they answer, you smile and say, "Hi there. My name is," your name with your brokerage. "I'm not here to sell you anything. I just wanted to personally invite you to a private neighbor's preview of your neighbor's home at 123 Main Street. We're holding it for the neighborhood 30 minutes before it opens to the general public on Sunday. It's a great chance to see the inside of the house you've always been curious about. Check on your own home's value and, frankly, just be a nosy neighbor for a bit." That line, "be a nosy neighbor," is disarming. It's honest. It's human. You're giving them permission to do what they already want to do. And you're making them feel special with a private preview. These neighbors are your future sellers. They are the single most important group of people to impress. Act 2, the main event. This is showtime. The experience you create from the second someone walks in determines whether you're a professional or just another agent. Forget the stale cookies. You're creating a sensory experience. The home should smell amazing. Not like a cheap plug-in, but something clean and sophisticated, like simmering cinnamon sticks on the stove or a subtle essential oil diffuser with lemon and rosemary. You're going to have a curated playlist running softly in the background. Not the top 40 radio station. Think chill coffee house on Spotify. Something that makes people relax and want to stay longer. And you are going to kill the sign-in sheet. The clipboard with a pen is a lead generation graveyard. Why? Because people see it as a transactional hurdle. They write fake names, fake numbers, fake emails. Instead, you're going to create a value exchange. You set up a small table near the entrance with a beautiful, simple sign and a QR code. The sign reads, "Scan here for the full property details, photo gallery, and our exclusive list of other off-market homes in the area." You see the difference? You're not taking their information. You're offering them value in exchange for it. The QR code links to a simple digital form that captures their name, phone, and email, and then immediately delivers the promised information. This single shift will increase your capture rate of real, legitimate contact information by over 300%. Now for the tour itself. Your job is not to follow people around like a shadow, pointing out the obvious. This is the kitchen, and here is the living room. They can see that. Your job is to be a strategic host. You're going to position yourself in a central location like the kitchen island and let people explore on their own. This gives them the freedom to look in closets and imagine their furniture in the space without feeling pressured. But you're also going to plant conversation starters throughout the home. Little note cards. By the new smart thermostat, a card that says, "Nest Learning Thermostat, saves an average of 15% on heating and cooling bills." By the quartz countertops, Cambria quartz scratch and stain resistant, non-porous, and maintenance-free. These do the selling for you and give you perfect entry points for a conversation. When you see a couple looking at the card by the countertop, you can walk over and say, "It's pretty incredible, isn't it?" The owners chose that specifically because they knew they'd never have to worry about a wine spill. Your script is critical. Banish the question, "Are you working with an agent?" from your vocabulary. It's a dead-end yes or no question that puts up a wall. Instead, you lead with open-ended, value-driven questions. "Welcome. What brought you by today? Are you starting to explore the neighborhood? Or just seeing what's on the market?" This one question tells you everything you need to know. Are they a buyer? A neighbor? Just looking? Another killer question, especially when they're in the kitchen or master bath. On a scale of 1 to 10, how close is this to your dream kitchen? What's the one thing you would change? This gets them to open up their mind and literally tell you their buying criteria. You're not selling them this house. You're auditioning for the role of the agent who will find them their next house. Act 3, the encore. The open house doesn't end when the last person leaves. This is where 99% of agents fail, and where you will dominate. The follow-up is everything. You're going to implement what I call the 555 protocol. Within 5 minutes of a promising lead leaving the house, they get a text message from you. Not an automated blast. A personal text. "Hey John, it was great meeting you at 123 Main Street. Thanks for stopping by. I remember you mentioned how much you liked the finished basement. I'll keep an eye out for you. Your name." This shows you were listening, you're on top of it, and you're human. Within 5 hours, they get a personal video message. Take out your phone, record a 15-second selfie video, and text it to them. "Hey Sarah and Tom. Just wrapping up here at the open house, and I was thinking about what you said about needing a dedicated home office. I actually have a brand new listing coming up next week that has the perfect space for that. I'll send you the details before it hits the market. Talk soon. The impact of seeing your face and hearing your voice, working for them just hours after you met, is immeasurable. It separates you from every other agent they've ever met. And within 5 days, they get a handwritten note in the mail. Yes, a real card with a real stamp. It can be simple. It was a pleasure meeting you on Sunday. I hope you found the open house valuable. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions about the market at all. In a world of digital noise, a physical piece of mail cuts through everything. It's a power move. This 3-act system, the pre-show, the main event, and the encore, transforms a passive weekend obligation into your single greatest source of face-to-face leads. You're not just opening a house, you're opening a business. You're creating a hub, a nexus of opportunity where you can meet dozens of potential buyers and sellers in a single afternoon. You're no longer just an agent. You're a community connector, a market expert, and the obvious choice for anyone looking to make a move. But what about the leads who don't want to come to an open house? What about the people who live online, scrolling through listings at midnight? How do you capture them? That's where we build our second system, the digital honeypot. And we're going to turn your social media from a collection of vacation photos into a 24/7 automated lead generation engine. So let's talk about this digital honeypot. What is it? It's a fundamental shift in how you view social media. Most new agents treat their Instagram or Facebook page like a digital billboard. They post a headshot, their brokerage logo, and a relentless stream of just listed, just sold, and open house this Sunday graphics. And they wonder why their only likes come from their mom and their managing broker. Here's the hard truth. Nobody cares about your listings until they're ready to buy a house. And by then they're on Zillow, not your Instagram feed, shouting, "I'm a real estate agent." Into the digital void is like standing in a crowded mall and screaming, "I sell things." You're just noise. You're not a resource, you're an advertisement. And what do we all do with ads? We scroll right past them. The digital honeypot flips this entire model on its head. Instead of chasing people with a sales pitch, you attract them with value. You become the source of information, the local guide, the trusted expert they follow long before they ever need an agent. You're not the hunter chasing the butterfly. You're the person who builds a beautiful garden, and the butterflies come to you. The honeypot is your garden. This system is built on a simple 3-part framework: educate, engage, and entice. Let's break it down. First, educate. This is the foundation of your entire digital strategy. Your new mission is to become the undisputed real estate authority for your specific town or neighborhood. You need to answer every question a potential buyer or seller has before they even know they have it. Stop posting your listings and start posting pure, unadulterated value. What does that look like? It's not generic articles you found on Google. It's hyperlocal, specific, and genuinely helpful content. Instead of 5 tips for buying a home, you create a video titled, "The 5 Biggest Mistakes First-Time Buyers Make in Austin, Texas." Instead of "A generic market is hot" post, you do a 60-second video breaking down the latest sales data for the 3 specific zip codes you serve. Think about the journey of a buyer. Months, even years before they call an agent, they're worrying. They're wondering, can I afford this? What are the schools like in that neighborhood? What's the deal with property taxes here? Are there hidden costs I don't know about? Your job is to be the answer to those late-night worries. Your content pillars should be things like market updates, a weekly or bi-weekly breakdown of what's happening in your local market, new listings, average sale price, days on market. Be the economist for your town. Buyer education. Create carousel posts on Instagram explaining the difference between pre-qualification and pre-approval. Film a short video walking through the common contingencies in a purchase offer. Explain what an escrow account is in plain English. Seller education. Make content about the 3 home improvements that provide the best return on investment in your area. Explain the pros and cons of pricing your home slightly below market value to incite a bidding war. Demystify the closing process. Community spotlights. This is huge. You're not just selling houses, you're selling a lifestyle. Go to the new coffee shop that just opened downtown, interview the owner and post it. Film a walkthrough of the best dog park in the city. Create a guide to the top 3 family-friendly hiking trails within a 20-minute drive. This shows you're not just a transactional agent, You are a deeply integrated member of the community. You are the mayor of your town unofficially. When you do this consistently, a psychological shift happens in your followers' minds. You are no longer a salesperson. You are the guide. You are the trusted source. And when the time comes for them to make the biggest financial decision of their lives, who are they going to call? The agent who spams them with listings, or the expert who has been educating them for the past 6 months for free? It's not even a contest. Second, engage. This is the part that turns your social media from a broadcast channel into a community hub. Value isn't a one-way street. You can't just post your educational content and walk away. You have to actively build relationships. The algorithm rewards it, but more importantly, people crave it. Engagement means asking questions in your captions. Don't just post a picture of a beautiful kitchen and say, "Dream kitchen." Say, "Quartz or granite countertops." Tell me your favorite in the comments below. And when someone comments, you don't just like it. You respond with another question. Great choice. We're seeing a lot more quartz in new builds around here. Are you a fan of the modern farmhouse look? This turns a passive scroll into an active conversation. It's digital door knocking, but 1,000 times more effective because they've already shown interest. Use the tools the platforms give you. Run polls in your Instagram stories. Bigger backyard or a finished basement? Use the question sticker to host a weekly Ask a Realtor Anything session. Go live for 15 minutes once a week to discuss the market and answer questions in real time. The goal here is to be human. Show the behind the scenes. Post a story about the flat tire you got on the way to a showing. Talk about the stress of a deal that almost fell through and how you saved it. People connect with stories and vulnerability, not with corporate perfection. When you respond to every comment, answer every DM, and show your personality, you build genuine rapport. You're creating an army of people who know, like, and trust you. They become your advocates, your referral engine, even if they never buy a house from you themselves. Finally, and this is the most critical part, entice. This is how you turn a passive follower into a tangible lead. This is the pot of honey itself. All the education and engagement is designed to build trust and drive traffic to this one critical step. You need to create something so valuable that people are willing to trade their name and email address for it. This is called a lead magnet. Your lead magnet cannot be a generic, low-effort offer like "sign up for my newsletter." Nobody wants another newsletter. It has to be a powerful tool that solves a specific problem for your ideal client. Here are some killer lead magnet ideas for new agents. The ultimate relocation guide to your city. A 15-page PDF with information on neighborhoods, school ratings, property taxes, best restaurants, commuting times, everything someone moving to your city would need to know. The first-time homebuyer's checklist. A comprehensive step-by-step checklist that takes them from saving for a down payment all the way to getting the keys. A hyperlocal market report. A beautifully designed, in-depth analysis of the last 90 days of real estate activity in a specific, desirable neighborhood. The seller's guide to prepping your home for sale. A checklist of the 25 most important things to do before listing your home to maximize its value. You create this valuable resource, you can easily design it for free in a tool like Canva, and you offer it everywhere. You put a link in your social media bio. At the end of your educational videos, you say, "If you want to go deeper on this, I've created a free guide that walks you through the entire process. Just click the link in my bio to download it." When they click that link, it takes them to a simple landing page. You can use services like Linktree or Card to create one in minutes, with a simple headline. Get your free Austin relocation guide. All they have to do is enter their name and email, and the guide is automatically sent to them. And just like that, the magic happens. A stranger who found you through a hashtag is now a named lead in your system. You have their contact information. You have their permission to communicate with them. You've moved them from the rented land of Instagram or Facebook, which could change its algorithm tomorrow and wipe out your reach, onto the owned land of your email list. This is the engine. Educate with high value, hyperlocal content to establish authority. Engage with your audience to build community and trust. And entice them with an irresistible free resource to capture their information. This system works 24/7. It works while you're sleeping, while you're at the gym, while you're out on a showing. It's a machine that consistently turns cold traffic into warm leads, automatically. It's how you stop chasing business and start attracting it. It's how you build a real sustainable pipeline from day one, without spending a dime on ads. Now you have a system for capturing leads. You're pulling email addresses from people who are genuinely interested in your local market. They're no longer just a username on a screen. They're a contact in your database. But now what? What's the single biggest mistake agents make after they get a lead? And how do you turn that email address into a commission check without being pushy, sleazy, or annoying? That's where we build our third system, the nurture sequence. And it's how you'll build a relationship so strong that you become the only agent they'll ever think of calling. Most agents get a lead, a name, a number, and they immediately think, how can I get this person to sign a contract? And that's why they fail. They're playing checkers. We're going to play chess. The nurture sequence isn't about closing a deal today. It's about opening a relationship for life. A relationship that pays you over and over again, not just with their transaction, but with their referrals. So what does this system actually look like? It's a multi-channel value-driven approach that I call the 5-5-5 nurture system. It's 5 touches in the first 5 days, 5 touches in the next 5 weeks, and 5 touches in the next 5 months. This structure is designed to take you from a complete stranger to their trusted, go-to real estate advisor. It's methodical, it's repeatable, and it works. Let's break it down. Phase 1, the first 5 days. This is the shock and awe campaign. The goal here is to make an immediate, unforgettable impression that separates you from every other agent they've ever spoken to. Day 1, within minutes of them entering your world, whether they filled out a form, you met them at an open house, whatever, you send a personalized video text. You pull out your phone, you look into the camera, and you say something like this: "Hey John, it's Alex. I just saw you came through my website looking at the home on 123 Maple Street. Just wanted to put a face to the name and say hello. I'm not going to blow up your phone, but I am a local expert. If you have any questions at all about the market, that property, or anything else, just shoot me a text back. No pressure. Have a great day." That's it. It's human. It's disarming. And 99% of agents will never do it. You just went from a name on a screen to a real person. Day 2, you send an email. But not a "Hey, are you ready to buy?" email. You send a pure value email. The subject line is, "Your quick Saturday morning market update." In it, you provide 3 bullet points: 1 new interesting listing that came up in their area of interest, 1 interesting property that just sold and what it means for home values, and 1 cool local event happening that weekend. You're not asking for anything. You are just being a valuable local resource. Day 3 is the pattern interrupt. You are going to send them a handwritten note. Yes, with a real stamp. Find a simple, nice note card and write, "Brenda, it was great connecting with you briefly the other day. I know the home search can be a whirlwind, so I just wanted to say I'm here as a resource if you need anything at all. Best, Alex." This will cost you less than $1, and it will sit on their kitchen counter for a week. Your email gets deleted in a second. Your card becomes a physical presence in their home. The perceived effort is massive, and the impact is even bigger. Day 4, a simple text message. "Hey Sarah, Alex here. Hope the note found you well. I was just previewing a few homes and saw one with a backyard that made me think of you. No need to reply, just wanted to pass it along." And you include a link to the property. You're demonstrating that you're thinking of them, that you're active in the market, and you're providing value without asking for a single thing in return. Day 5, you make the call. But this isn't a cold call. It's a warm call. They've seen your face, they've gotten your value email, they've held your handwritten card in their hands. They know who you are. And you're not going to ask if they're ready to buy or sell. You're going to ask the magic question. "Hi David, it's Alex, the agent who sent you the video and the note earlier this week. I promise this will only take 30 seconds. I'm just calling to ask one simple question. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being just kicking tires and 10 being packing boxes, where are you at in your home search process?" This question is brilliant. It's not a yes or no. It forces them to give you a number, which immediately tells you how to categorize them. If they say 7 or higher, great, you can pivot to setting an appointment. But if they say anything less, which most will, your response is key. You say, "Perfect, a 3 is a great place to be." It means you're gathering information, which is the smartest thing you can do. My goal is not to rush you, but just to be a resource for you. What would be the most helpful thing I could send you once a week to help with your research? You just turned a sales call into a service call. That's the first 5 days. You've already done more to build a relationship than most agents do in a year. Now we move to phase 2, the next 5 weeks. The goal here is to stay top of mind without being a pest. You're transitioning from impress mode to inform mode. Week 1, you email them a hyperlocal market report. Not the generic one your brokerage gives you. You create a 1-page PDF specifically for their neighborhood, or the one they're looking in. You pull the data from the MLS, new listings, pending sales, sold properties, and you add a paragraph of your own analysis. Here's what this data actually means for you. Week 2, you send another video text. This time, you're in front of a new park, a new coffee shop, or a local landmark. Hey Brenda, Alex again. I'm standing here at the new dog park on Elm Street, and it made me think of you mentioning you have a golden retriever. Just wanted to show you another one of the cool things about living in this neighborhood. Hope you're having a great week. You're connecting their life to the community. You're not a salesperson. You're a community ambassador. Week 3, another value email. The topic: something financially savvy that homeowners need to know. Maybe it's a guide on how to appeal their property taxes, or a reminder about the deadline for the homestead exemption. Something that saves them money and positions you as more than just an agent. You're a smart financial advisor for their biggest asset. Week 4, you text them a link to a great article you found. Maybe it's from a local publication about the top 5 brunch spots, or a national one from Architectural Digest about the hottest kitchen trends for 2024. The text is simple. Came across this and thought you might find it interesting. It shows you're thinking of them beyond just real estate. Week 5, you make another call. Again, no pressure. Hey John, Alex calling. Just wanted to check and see how the information I've been sending has been. Any questions on the market? How's the search coming along? It's a simple human conversation. A customer service check-in. Finally, we have phase 3, the next 5 months. This is the long-term relationship phase. The touches are less frequent but just as valuable. The goal is to become so ingrained as their real estate person that when the time comes to transact, you are the only possible choice. Month 1. An email with a seasonal home maintenance checklist. Happy spring! Here are 10 things to do to get your home ready for the warmer weather. Month 2. You do your first pop-by. You drop off a very small, inexpensive but thoughtful item at their doorstep. A branded jar opener, a packet of flower seeds in the spring, a small pumpkin in the fall. You attach a simple tag. Just popping by to say hello. If you ever need anything, I'm just a call away. Alex. You text them a picture of it on their porch so they know it's there. Month 3. A simple postcard in the mail. Not a real estate ad. Maybe a happy 4th of July, or happy Thanksgiving card. It's just another touch point that keeps you top of mind. Month 4. You offer an annual home equity review. You send an email. Hey David. A lot of my clients like me to run the numbers once a year to see how their home's value has grown. It's a great way to understand your financial position. Would you be interested in a complimentary, no-strings-attached equity report for your property? This is an incredibly high-value offer that can often uncover a seller who didn't even know they were ready to sell. Month 5. You pick up the phone again. By now you've earned the right. You reference something you talked about before. Hey Sarah, Alex. I know we talked a few months ago about that new Italian place downtown. I finally went last night and it was amazing. You have to try the lasagna. Anyway, just wanted to say hi and see how things are going. This entire 555 system is built on a psychological principle called reciprocity. You give and you give and you give value without asking for anything in return. And when the time comes that they have a need, they feel almost obligated to give back to you. They won't just use you. They will feel good about using you. They'll feel like they're helping out a friend who has been helping them for months. This is how you turn a cold lead into a commission check. Not by hounding them, but by helping them. Not by being a salesperson, but by being a servant. The work is in setting up the system, the templates, the checklists, the reminders. But once it's built, you just plug new leads in and guide them through a journey that inevitably ends with them calling you when they're ready. Now you have the framework. You know the what and the when. But the real secret sauce, the thing that makes this truly effective, is the how. What do you actually say in those emails? What's the word-for-word script for that magic question phone call? How do you write a video text that feels authentic and not awkward? That's what we're covering next. I'm going to give you the exact scripts, the fill-in-the-blank templates, and the copy and paste messages that will bring this entire nurture sequence to life. The first message in your sequence is arguably the most important. It's the pattern interrupt. The lead just clicked on your ad, downloaded your guide, or requested a home valuation. They are expecting a sales pitch. They have their guard up. Your job is to completely disarm them with value and authenticity. So, the second they become a lead, your system should automatically fire off a text message. Not an email. A text. Why? Because text messages have a 98% open rate. And most are read within 3 minutes. You need to be there, in their pocket, the moment they're thinking about real estate. Here is your copy and paste initial text message. It's simple, it's friendly, and it works. It goes like this. Hey, first name. John here. Just saw you grab the name of Lead Magnet e.g. first time buyer guide. Awesome. I'm shooting over a quick personal video in a few minutes to walk you through the most important parts. No need to reply, just keep an eye out for it. Let's break down why this is pure gold. First, you use their name. Personalization is key. Second, you identify yourself but don't say John from XYZ Realty. Keep it casual. Third, you reference the specific action they took. This shows you're paying attention. Fourth, you set the expectation for the video. This is crucial. It builds anticipation and tells them this isn't just another automated drip campaign. Finally, the phrase "no need to reply" is a Jedi mind trick. It removes all pressure. They don't feel like they have to engage with a salesperson. It's a takeaway close that, paradoxically, makes them more likely to reply. Now, for the main event, the video script. This is where you transform from a name on a screen into a trusted advisor. You don't need a Hollywood studio. You just need your smartphone, decent lighting, and a simple framework. I call it the AVC formula. Acknowledge, empathize, value, and call to conversation. Here's a fill-in-the-blank template for your video script. Hold your phone vertically, look into the camera, and be yourself. Hey, first name. It's John again. I just wanted to put a face to the name and say thanks for downloading my name of Lead Magnet. Now, I know that thinking about buying/selling a home, especially for the first time, can feel super overwhelming. You're probably getting bombarded with information, looking at a million websites and wondering, where do I even start? I totally get it. Most of my clients felt the exact same way before we started working together. So, I just wanted to give you one quick tip from the guide that can save you a ton of headache. On page 4, where I talk about getting pre-approved, the biggest mistake people make is just going to their bank. Your bank is great, but they only have their own products. A good mortgage broker, on the other hand, can shop around with dozens of lenders to find you the absolute best rate and program for your situation. It can literally save you tens of thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. It's the single most important first step before you even look at a single house. Anyway, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I'm not here to hound you, just to help. If you have any questions at all, even a dumb one, just reply to the text I sent. I'm an open book. Hope you have a great day and enjoy the guide. Let's dissect this. Acknowledge. Hey, first name. Thanks for downloading my guide. Simple. You're confirming their action. Empathize. I know it can feel super overwhelming. Most of my clients felt the exact same way. You've just validated their feelings and built an instant connection. You're not a salesperson. You're a guide who understands their struggle. Value. This is the core. You gave a tangible, specific, and valuable piece of advice. The difference between a bank and a mortgage broker. You didn't just say get pre-approved. You explained the why and the how in a way that benefits them. Call to conversation. Notice, it's not a call to action. You didn't say, when are you free to talk? Or, let's set up an appointment. You said, if you have any questions, just reply to the text. It's an invitation, not a demand. It's soft, it's helpful, and it's incredibly effective. After you send that video, the follow-up is everything. You can't just go silent, but you also can't be annoying. The goal is to continue providing value. 2 days later, send a follow-up text. Something like this. Hey, first name, John again. Hope you're having a good week. I was just thinking about our chat and wanted to share a link to my favorite mortgage calculator. It's way more accurate than the ones on Zillow. Link. Let me know what you think. See the pattern? Value, value, value. You're not asking for anything. You're giving. You're becoming their go-to resource for real estate information. A few days after that, you can follow up with an email. The subject line could be, a few homes you might like. The body of the email should be simple. Hi, first name. Based on your interest in the city name area, I put together a custom search of homes that just hit the market under price point. No pressure to look, just thought you might find it interesting. Link to search results. If any of these catch your eye, or if you'd like me to tweak the search, just let me know. John. This is a classic agent move, but framed in a low-pressure, helpful way. You're not demanding they go look at houses. You're providing curated information. Now, what if they go completely silent? This is where most agents give up. You won't. You'll have a re-engagement sequence. After a week or two of silence, you can send a text like this. Hey, first name. Just saw this article about local market trend, interest rates dropping, a new development project, and thought of you. Hope all is well. Link to article. You are staying top of mind by being the source of relevant information. If they're still silent after a month, it's time for the breakup email. This is a powerful psychological tool. The subject line is simply, closing your file. The email reads, "Hide first name. I haven't heard back from you in a while, so I'm assuming your plans to move have changed or you've chosen to work with another agent. I don't want to keep bothering you, so I'm going to close your file and remove you from my active follow-up list. If you do need my help in the future, please don't hesitate to reach out. All the best, John." This does one of two things. It either confirms they truly aren't interested, which is fine, you can stop wasting your time. Or more often than not, it triggers a response. People hate having a door closed on them. You'll get replies like, "Oh no, sorry. I've just been so busy. I'm still interested." And just like that, a cold lead is warm again. Finally, let's talk about the phone call. In this system, you don't cold call leads. You call warm leads who have engaged with your content. Maybe they replied to a text or clicked a link in your email multiple times. Your CRM should track this. When you see that activity, you pick up the phone. And the script is not a script. It's a conversation. "Hey, first name, it's John. I saw you were checking out a few of the properties I sent over on Elm Street. I was actually just in that neighborhood this morning. It's a great little spot. I just had a couple of minutes and wanted to see if you had any questions I could answer for you." That's it. It's casual, it's relevant, and it's based on their behavior. You're not calling out of the blue. You're calling because they showed interest. From there you listen. You ask questions. What prompted your search? What's important to you in a home? Have you spoken with a lender yet? Your goal on this first call is not to sell them a house. It's to set up a 15-minute consultation, either in person or on Zoom, where you can truly dig into their needs and officially convert them into a client. You now have the exact text, video, email, and phone scripts to nurture a brand new internet lead into a client meeting. These aren't just words. They are a system built on psychology, value, and authentic communication. But having the best scripts in the world doesn't matter if you're manually typing every single text and email. You'll burn out in a week. How do you automate this entire process so it works for you 24/7, even while you're sleeping or out showing houses? How do you build a machine that delivers the right message to the right person at the right time, without you lifting a finger? That's the million-dollar question. And building that automation machine is exactly what we're going to map out next. Let's break down this machine into 3 core components. Think of it like building a robot. You need a brain, a voice, and a set of instructions. The brain of your lead generation machine is your CRM, your customer relationship manager. This isn't just a fancy digital Rolodex. It's the central nervous system of your entire business. This is where every lead, every interaction, every piece of data lives. If you're using a spreadsheet right now, I want you to metaphorically light it on fire. A spreadsheet is a graveyard for leads. A CRM is a nursery where you grow relationships. Popular options for new agents range from free or low-cost ones like Follow Up Boss, LionDesk, or even the built-in CRMs that come with many brokerage tech packages. The specific brand doesn't matter as much as your commitment to using it. This is non-negotiable. Your CRM is the brain. Next, you need a voice. This is your email and text message marketing platform. Sometimes this is built right into your CRM, which is ideal. This is how your machine will actually communicate with your leads on your behalf. It sends the emails, it sends the text messages, it delivers the value you've preloaded into it. Finally, you need the instructions. These are the if this then that rules that tell the brain and the voice what to do. In the tech world, they call this a workflow or an automation sequence. We'll just call it the playbook. This playbook is the set of rules that turns a cold lead into a hot appointment. So let's build one right now. Let's imagine a lead. We'll call her Ashley. Ashley is a first-time homebuyer. She was scrolling on Facebook late at night and saw your ad. Tired of renting? Download our free 2024 First-Time Homebuyers Guide for Austin. She clicks, enters her name, email, and phone number and downloads the guide. The old way of doing things? You get an email notification. Maybe you see it the next morning. You're busy, you have a showing. You tell yourself, I'll call her this afternoon. Afternoon comes, you get tied up with an inspection. By the time you call her 24 hours later, she's already forgotten which of the 5 guides she downloaded was yours. And she's already spoken to another agent who called her in 5 minutes. You lost before you even started playing. Now let's run this same scenario through our automation machine. The moment Ashley hits submit, the machine kicks into gear. This is not in 10 minutes. This is in 10 milliseconds. Step 1, the capture and triage. Your website or landing page instantly sends Ashley's information to the brain, your CRM. The CRM doesn't just store her name. It immediately tags her based on where she came from. The playbook gives it these instructions. Tag her as first-time homebuyer, tag her as Facebook ad lead, and tag her as downloaded buyer guide. Why is this so important? Because now you're not just sending a generic message. You know exactly who she is, where she came from, and what she's interested in. You have context. Context is the key to conversion. Step 2, the instantaneous first touch. The second the CRM gets the info and tags her, it triggers the voice. Within 60 seconds, 2 things happen simultaneously. First, an email lands in Ashley's inbox. The subject line isn't "Your guide is here." It's "Here's that Austin homebuyer guide you requested, Ashley." The email itself is simple and feels personal. "Hey Ashley, so glad you grabbed the guide. I poured a lot of work into it, and I hope it helps you get started on your journey." The most confusing part for most first-timers is usually the pre-approval process on page 7. Let me know if you have any questions at all. Best. Your name. It's warm, it's helpful, it points to specific value, and it opens a loop. But here's the real magic. At the exact same time, her phone buzzes. It's a text message. And this is the part that will separate you from 99% of other agents. The text says, "Hey Ashley, it's your name with your brokerage. Just sent over that first-time buyer guide to your email. Quick question while it's on my mind. Are you looking to make a move in the next 3 to 6 months? Or just starting to browse?" Let's break down why this text is a work of genius. It's personal. It uses her name. It's contextual. It references the guide she just requested. Proves you're on top of it. And most importantly, it ends with a simple, low-friction, non-sleazy question. You're not asking for her life story or trying to book an appointment. You're just asking a simple timing question. This is easy for her to answer, and it immediately starts a conversation. The speed is what creates the wow factor. She thinks, "Wow, this person is on the ball." This entire sequence, the tagging, the email, the text, all happened automatically while you were sleeping at a showing or having dinner with your family. The machine did the work. Step 3, the nurture sequence. Now what if Ashley doesn't respond? This is where most agents drop the ball forever. But our machine is just getting started. Ashley is now automatically enrolled in what we call a nurture campaign. This is a pre-written series of emails and texts that will go out over a period of time. This isn't about spamming her with, "Are you ready yet?" It's about systematically building trust and authority by providing value. So, the playbook might look like this. Day 3, the machine sends an email. Subject: the 3 biggest mistakes Austin first-time buyers make. Inside is a link to a short blog post or a 2-minute video of you explaining these common pitfalls. You're providing value. You're demonstrating expertise. Day 7, the machine sends a text. "Hey Ashley, hope you're having a great week. I was just thinking about the guide you downloaded and wanted to share a link to my favorite mortgage calculator. It can really help clarify your budget. Link." Again, pure value. No ask. Day 14. An email goes out with a video tour of a popular, affordable neighborhood for first-time buyers. Ever considered the neighborhood name area? Here's why my clients are loving it. You're showing, not just telling. You're becoming her trusted resource for local real estate information. Day 21. Another text. "Ashley, the market just shifted a little this week. A few great starter homes just came on the market. Not sure if you're at that stage yet, but wanted to keep you in the loop. Would you be open to me sending you a few just to look at?" This is the first time you're gently nudging towards a real estate action. The timing is perfect because you've spent 3 weeks building trust and providing value. This sequence can go on for months, automatically adjusting based on her behavior. The machine is playing the long game for you, ensuring that when Ashley is ready to talk to an agent, your name is the only one in her head. Step 4. The human handoff. This is the most critical part. The machine's job is not to sell houses. Its job is to find the people who are ready to talk and hand them off to you, the human expert. How does it know? You set up triggers in your playbook. If Ashley replies to any of your texts, the automation for her stops, and your phone buzzes with a notification. Hot lead. Ashley replied to a text. Now, you jump in and have a real human conversation. If Ashley clicks on the link to the mortgage calculator, you get a notification. Warm lead. Ashley is exploring her budget. This is your cue to call her within the hour and say, "Hey Ashley, I saw you were checking out the mortgage calculator. The numbers can be a bit tricky. Do you have 5 minutes to walk through it together?" If your CRM shows that Ashley has viewed the same property on your website 3 times in one day, the machine sends you a 5-alarm fire alert. Fire hot lead. Ashley is obsessed with 123 Maple Street. You drop everything and call her. "Ashley, I might be crazy, but I got a notification that you've been looking at the photos for 123 Maple Street. It's an incredible house, and I just found out they're reviewing offers tomorrow. I can get you in there this evening if you're free." You see the difference? You are no longer chasing cold leads. You are not a telemarketer. You are a problem solver, an expert, who is intelligently inserted into the conversation at the exact moment your expertise is most needed. The machine does the heavy lifting, the sifting, the sorting, and the warming up. It tees up the ball perfectly, so all you have to do is step up and hit the home run. This is how you build a scalable business. This is how you stop trading your time for money and start building an asset that works for you 24/7. You set up the playbook once and it runs for you for every single lead every single time. It never calls in sick, it never forgets to follow up, and it executes your perfect sales process with robotic precision. Now you have a system that captures leads, nurtures them with value, and tells you exactly who to call and when. You've built the engine, but every engine needs fuel. How do you pour gasoline on this fire? How do you go from getting 10 leads a month into this machine to getting 100 or even 200? That's about turning on the faucets. And we're about to open the floodgates. This is where we separate the agents who treat this like a hobby from the ones who build an empire. The first faucet we're going to turn on is the one most people are terrified of, but it's the fastest path to predictable income: paid advertising. Specifically, social media ads on platforms like Facebook and Instagram. Now I know what you're thinking. I'm a new agent, I don't have thousands of dollars to burn on ads that don't work. And you're right. You don't. That's why you're not going to burn it. You're going to invest it strategically, starting with as little as $10 or $15 a day. Here's the mistake 99% of agents make. They run ads that scream, "I'm a real estate agent. Use me." They boost a picture of their face with a caption that says, "Thinking of buying or selling?" That's not an ad. That's digital panhandling. It's the equivalent of standing on a street corner shouting into a megaphone. People will just tune you out. You have to lead with value. The goal of a social media ad is not to get a client. The goal is to get a lead. A name, an email, a phone number. You get that by offering something of value in exchange. Remember those lead magnets we talked about? The first-time homebuyer guide? The list of homes with pools under $700K? The mistakes to avoid when selling your home checklist? That is your ad. Your ad on Facebook should look something like this: a clean, attractive image or a short video. The headline reads, "Attention your city first-time homebuyers. Download our free 10-step guide to buying your first home and avoid costly mistakes." The text then briefly explains the benefits of the guide. When they click, it doesn't go to your generic website homepage. It goes to a dedicated, simple landing page with one job: collect their contact information in exchange for the guide. Boom. That's it. You just paid maybe $5, $10, or $15 for a qualified lead. Someone in your market who is actively thinking about buying a home. And what happens the second they fill out that form? They are automatically dropped into the CRM engine you built. They immediately get the guide, and the 12-month email and text follow-up campaign kicks in. The system does the heavy lifting. You can target these ads with terrifying precision. You can target people in your city, age 28 to 45, who have shown interest in Zillow, Trulia, and mortgage loans. You can target people based on life events like newly engaged or new parents, people who are prime candidates for needing more space. You are no longer waiting for business to come to you. You are going out and creating it on demand. Start with a tiny budget. Track your costs per lead. Once you get a lead that turns into a closing, you'll see the math. You spent $200 on ads to get 20 leads, and one of those leads turned into an $8,000 commission. You just turned $200 into $8,000. How many times would you want to do that? You turn the faucet on full blast. The second faucet is Google Ads. This is a different beast entirely. Facebook is interruption marketing. You're interrupting their scroll with something valuable. Google is intent marketing. You are getting in front of people who are literally typing their problems into a search bar. They are raising their hand and saying, "I need help now." Think about the search terms. Best realtors in your city. How much is my home worth? Homes for sale in the specific school district. These are solid gold. With Google Pay-per-click, you can put your website at the very top of the results for those searches. Again, you're not sending them to your homepage. You send them to a specific landing page that solves their specific problem. If they search "how much is my home worth," you send them to a page with a free home valuation tool. They enter their address, you get a seller lead. It's that direct. Google ads are typically more expensive per click than Facebook ads, but the leads are often higher quality because the intent is so strong. You don't have to choose one or the other. A great strategy is to use both. Facebook to build awareness and generate leads at the top of the funnel, and Google to capture the people at the bottom of the funnel who are ready to take action. Now, running these ads requires a bit of learning. You can learn it yourself on YouTube, there are endless tutorials, or you can eventually hire a professional to manage it for you. But the principle is what matters. You must shift your mindset from waiting for leads to buying leads. This is how you build a predictable, scalable business. This is the fuel for your engine. But what if you want to build something that doesn't require you to constantly spend money on ads? What if you want to build an asset that generates leads for free forever? That's the final piece of the puzzle. It's not a faucet, it's an ocean. It's becoming the digital mayor of your town through content creation. This is the long game. This is what separates the six-figure agent from the seven-figure agent. You need to become the #1 source of information for anyone thinking about moving to or living in your area. And the best platform to do this on is YouTube. Create a YouTube channel dedicated to your city or region. Don't make videos about yourself. Make videos about the community. The pros and cons of living in your city. The top 5 neighborhoods for young families in your suburb. Cost of living in your city versus nearby city. A full tour of the popular neighborhood area. Think about it. Someone in California is thinking of moving to your city in Texas. What do? They go to YouTube and type in, "What's it like to live in Austin, Texas?" If your video pops up, and you provide genuine, authentic value, you instantly become their trusted guide. You are the expert. In the description of every video you have a link to your free relocation guide, or a link to book a call with you. These videos work for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 4 years. A video you film today could be generating leads for you 3 years from now while you sleep. While other agents are cold calling and door knocking, your content is building relationships with people all over the world at scale. This applies to blogging too. Write articles that answer the same questions. Every article is another fishing line in the water. Another chance for someone to find you on Google without you paying a dime. This combination is unstoppable. You use paid ads for immediate, predictable lead flow to pay the bills and grow fast. At the same time, you play the long game by creating valuable content that builds a moat around your business, establishes you as the undeniable authority, and creates an evergreen source of free, high-quality leads for the rest of your career. And there it is, the entire roadmap. We started with the foundation, the non-negotiable mindset that this is a business, not a job. We moved to the lowest hanging fruit, your sphere of influence, the people who already know, like, and trust you. We mastered the art of open houses, turning them from a weekend chore into a lead generation machine. We built the engine, a powerful CRM and follow-up system to ensure no lead ever falls through the cracks. And today we poured the fuel on the fire, opening the floodgates with strategic paid advertising and building a long-term asset through content creation. This isn't a collection of tips or tricks. This is a business plan. There are no secrets in real estate. There is only a proven model and a massive gap in execution. The agent who wins isn't the one with the best script or the fanciest logo. The agent who wins is the one who shows up every single day and executes the plan. The one who makes the calls, runs the ads, creates the content, and diligently follows up when everyone else gets distracted or gives up. The system we just laid out from part 1 to part 10 works. It has created thousands of top-producing agents from scratch. The only variable is you. Your discipline. Your consistency. Your willingness to do the work. You now have a step-by-step guide. You have the map. The only thing separating you from the career and the life you've been dreaming of is the decision to take the first step, and then the next and the next. Stop learning and start doing. Your future self is counting on you.